Connector, Idaho Daily News for Monday, August 24th. I'm Troy Oppie. Here are today's headlines. A newly revived U.S.-Canada trade war could affect Idaho businesses. A Twin Falls man has died after an encounter with police in Ontario, Oregon, and the city of Ketchum has its first new police chief in 17 years. First up this morning, Idaho began its new fiscal year in July, and tax collections last month came in higher than predicted, but a little less compared to a year ago. Here's James Dawson to break down the numbers.
Idahoans and visitors shelled out far more than anticipated at the checkout line last month. The state raked in about 15% more in sales tax than in July 2025, accounting for nearly half of the state's revenue. Personal income tax collections are up slightly compared to the state's official forecast by about $15 million. That's nearly 25% lower than last July's collections, though. Miscellaneous revenue chipped in an extra $15 million over expectations. Overall, the state took in $361.8 million last month, which is slightly higher than economists predicted. Governor Little is telling state agencies to make do with flat budgets for a second year in a row to accommodate significant tax cuts made over the last several years and a post-COVID economy. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
The newly revived trade war between the U.S. and Canada could affect Idaho businesses. Tariffs announced by the Trump administration on many imported Canadian goods will increase how much Americans pay for those items, and Canada is set to retaliate starting September 8th with dollar-for-dollar tariffs on American exports, including dairy and farm equipment and lots more. Canada is Idaho's biggest foreign trading partner, with $1.6 billion in gem state goods sent north in 2024. That's according to the state's Department of Commerce. And it's nearly as much as the rest of the top 10 foreign export destinations for Idaho combined. About 25% of the total exported to Canada is food and agriculture products, some of which will be subject to retaliatory tariffs. The Payette County Sheriff's Office canceled an Amber Alert issued late Saturday night for a 7-year-old girl and an alleged kidnapper, saying the girl had been located. No further details were provided, but the 32-year-old woman identified in that alert, Amber Nicole Farson of Star, was booked into the Ada County Jail early Sunday morning on a first-degree kidnapping charge. The Ada County Sheriff's Office says a water rescue effort has become a recovery. The department says multiple agencies responded Sunday evening to Swan Falls Dam near Kuna after a report of an adult male who fell off a boat and did not resurface. Emergency crews used drones and the Life Flight helicopter to search by air, as well as ground and boat rescue teams, but were unable to locate the victim. That search was stopped late last night due to visibility issues. Recovery efforts will continue today. A Twin Falls man died on Saturday during an incident with police in Ontario, Oregon. Police there responded to a report of a man threatening others with a gun at the local bowling alley, and there they encountered 46-year-old Mark Allen Olson. The Muller County District Attorney says the situation escalated and officers used pepper balls and a taser in an attempt to bring Olson into custody, but he had a medical incident. Responding paramedics were unable to revive him. Police did not find a gun on his person or during a search of his vehicle. Oregon State Police are investigating that critical incident. The story was first reported by the Argus Observer. Most cities and counties across our region have finalized budgets for the upcoming fiscal year, but as George Prentice reports, Blaine County lawmakers are still at odds over the budget for their coroner's office.
The budget for retiring Blaine County Coroner Russ Michael has been $185,000. Michael has held the position since the 1980s. He's departing under a cloud of questions from police, prosecutors, and Blaine County commissioners. The county's incoming coroner, Eric Dement, says reforms will need more than double the existing annual budget. And county commissioners are debating not so much about the bigger budget, but how that money would be spent.
I am not supportive of this board creating any additional FTE for the coroner's office at any level, half-time, three-quarter, full-time.
That's Blaine County Commissioner Muffy Davis last week, slamming the brakes on not just the budget for the county coroner, but the entire county budget.
For that reason, I'm not supportive of the budget.
And then there's Commissioner Anjani McCleary, who suggested sliding some of the corner funding to another part of the budget, say under the category of professional services. That did not sit well with Commissioner Lindsay Molyneux.
I think that option is the worst of all possible worlds.
Blaine County commissioners are back at it. They'll meet again this Wednesday, but the clock is ticking. The county's new fiscal year starts in 5 weeks, October 1st. George Prentice, Boise State Public Radio News.
Also in Blaine County, the city of Ketchum has announced its new police chief. The city says Shane Womack will start September 23rd, but he'll be sworn into the role later this week. Womack was chosen to lead Ketchum's new local police force following a national search. The city says he has 3 decades law enforcement and public service experience, the most recent 20 or so years with the Las Vegas Police Department. Ketchum's local police began service earlier this month following the city's decision to end its local policing contract with the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. On to the fire lines now. The 5-day-old Crooked Fire east of Idaho City flared up in windy conditions over the weekend. It forced firefighters to pull back to safer locations. The Saturday storms also grounded aircraft suppression efforts on the 1,500-acre blaze. The Boise National Forest reports the fire is burning in steep, rocky, and heavily forested terrain. Fire crews are having to watch for falling rock and debris, along with falling hazard trees. Campgrounds and yurts in the area remain open, but there are trail closures in effect for the fire. You can find the latest closure map on the Boise National Forest page at fs.usda.gov. In eastern Lincoln County, the Shale Butte Fire, which started Saturday, is 1,500 acres and 40% contained, according to the National Interagency Fire Center. Officials estimate full containment on that blaze later today. The Big Grass Fire is now 93% contained. A new management team assumed operational control as of yesterday. Equipment and personnel are being pulled off in many completed areas of that fire, but remaining crews continue to seek out hotspots which could flare back up in windy and dry conditions. The area is under a red flag warning today from 3 to 8 p.m. Scattered thunderstorms and windy conditions are expected. In sports this morning, Athletic Club Boise rallied from down 2-0 to force a 2-2 draw on Saturday at 1 Knox SC in Tennessee. Boise got goals from Tumi Moshaban and the game-tying goal in the 83rd minute from Jonathan Ricketts. Boise dominated the stat sheet, but end up with the draw. Their long road stretch continues on Saturday, 2 upcoming Saturdays, in fact, with road matches ahead at Chattanooga and at Naples. Boise State women's soccer yesterday had a 17-game unbeaten streak snapped, losing 2-0 on the road at Texas Tech. It was the first ever matchup between the two schools. Broncos had not lost a game since September of 2025. The streak was the longest in school history and the longest active unbeaten streak in the country until yesterday. Next up for the Broncos, back home August 30th, hosting Idaho State. And the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders are reportedly breathing a sigh of relief after running back Ashton Jeanty, the former Boise State star, was carried off the Raiders' practice field on Sunday. Witnesses reported he wasn't able to put weight on one leg, but team sources told NFL reporter Adam Schefter yesterday that it is only a sprained ankle. They don't know when Jeanty would return, but it is not considered a long-term injury. And that's your connector on this Monday. For more news and information, you can follow us on social media. Download our free app for your smartphone. Search Boise State Public Radio in your favorite app store. And be sure to like and subscribe, which helps other people find the podcast too. I'm Troy Oppie. Make it a great Monday. We'll catch you again tomorrow.